Nobody talks about what IVF does to relationships. Everyone talks about success rates, egg quality, embryo transfers, whether it works. Nobody talks about what happens between the couple while they're trying, how everything changes, how love transforms into something unrecognizable, how two people who genuinely cared about each other become strangers going through medical procedures together. This isn't about whether IVF is right or wrong. This isn't about judging women who want children. This is about the relationship destruction that happens when biology's deadline collides with modern dating timelines, when a woman hits 40 and panic sets in, when treatment becomes the relationship's entire focus, when intimacy becomes scheduled and attraction dies under pressure. The fertility clinics show you success rates. They don't show you the relationship casualty rates. They don't warn you that getting pregnant might cost you the relationship you're trying to build a family within. Let me show you what actually happens. Here's the setup that leads to relationship destruction. A woman spends her 20s and 30s building career, traveling, finding herself, dating casually, rejecting good men who wanted commitment, believing she has time. She hits 40. The panic hits. Biology doesn't care about her career timeline. Fertility drops off a cliff. Every month that passes makes conception harder. The window is closing. Fast. She meets someone. Maybe he's 42, maybe 45. They start dating. Everything's going well. Then she brings up IVF. Not eventually. Not someday. Now. Immediately. Because she doesn't have time to date for 2 years, get engaged, get married, then try naturally. She needs medical intervention immediately to have any chance. Her urgency becomes his reality. Her timeline becomes their timeline. Whether he's ready or not, that's where the destruction begins. Not with the treatment, with the pressure that comes before it even starts. Attraction needs freedom, curiosity, mystery, playfulness, the feeling of choosing someone because you want them, not because biology demands it. IVF kills all of that. Immediately. Completely. Suddenly there are timelines, ovulation schedules, optimal conception windows. Sex isn't about connection anymore. It's about data collection, sperm quality, cycle days, hormone levels. Men feel this shift instantly. Where there used to be desire, there's now expectation. Where there used to be spontaneity, there's now scheduling. Where there used to be attraction, there's now pressure. She's not looking at him like she wants him. She's looking at him like she needs him to perform a function. He's not her lover. He's a sperm donor who also provides emotional support and pays half the medical bills. Women feel it too. They're not enjoying intimacy. They're completing tasks, following protocols, hitting windows. Every interaction becomes purposeful, strategic, clinical. The warmth dies. The chemistry evaporates. Love becomes a project, and projects don't create attraction. Here's what men in this situation actually feel, and most men can't articulate this without sounding cruel or unsupportive, so they stay silent and withdraw. Men don't fear children. Men fear being rushed into fatherhood by someone else's panic timeline. Men fear being chosen not because she wants them specifically, but because they're available when she needs someone. Anyone. When IVF enters the conversation immediately, men feel evaluated, not courted, not desired. Evaluated. Is he financially stable enough? Is he willing to commit immediately? Can he handle the stress? Will he stay through the treatments? She's not falling in love with him. She's assessing his functionality as a father and provider. He senses this. It kills his attraction. He starts to withdraw emotionally even if he stays physically. He wanted to be chosen because she couldn't imagine life without him. Instead, he's chosen because her biological clock is screaming and he's available and willing. That's not the same thing. And deep down, both of them know it. Men who stay often become resentful. Men who leave feel guilty. Either way, the relationship is already damaged before the first treatment begins. Women in this situation are experiencing their own hell. This isn't manipulation. This is terror. They're 40, 41, 42. They're watching their fertility window slam shut in real time. Every month that passes decreases their chances. They're facing the possibility of permanent childlessness. That's not a small fear. That's existential panic. The hormone treatments intensify everything. Emotional sensitivity spikes. Mood swings happen. Physical discomfort is constant. And they're doing this while trying to maintain a relationship with someone who's pulling away emotionally. They feel the distance. They feel his withdrawal. They feel his resentment. And it makes everything worse. Now, they're not just fighting biology. They're fighting for a relationship that's crumbling under the pressure. Most women in this situation feel completely alone. He's there physically, going through the motions, but he's not there emotionally. He's already checked out. She can feel it. It makes the desperation worse, which makes his withdrawal worse, which makes her panic worse. It's a death spiral, and nobody warned either of them it would feel like this. If you've experienced this or seen it destroy a relationship, drop a comment. This pattern is everywhere, but nobody talks about it openly. Keep watching, because what comes next shows how the destruction actually accelerates. Here's what relationships look like once IVF starts. Conversations that used to be about dreams, interests, life become about follicle counts, hormone levels, appointment schedules. Romance becomes secondary. Who has energy for date night when you're stressed about the next procedure? Who has emotional bandwidth for intimacy when you're managing injection schedules and dealing with side effects? The relationship becomes goal-oriented. Everything serves the project. Get pregnant, have a baby. That's the focus. The relationship itself? It's just the vehicle for achieving the goal. Small moments lose meaning. Inside jokes disappear. Playfulness dies. Emotional warmth declines. Partners start performing roles instead of connecting as people. He becomes the provider and the supporter. She becomes the patient and the project manager. They're no longer lovers. They're colleagues working on a shared medical initiative. And that's not what either of them signed up for. One IVF round costs $15,000 to $20,000. Success rate at 40, about 15%. Most couples need multiple rounds. That's $60,000 to $80,000, maybe more, for something that probably won't work, while you're watching your relationship disintegrate, while you're emotionally exhausted, while you're already stressed. Financial pressure creates a specific kind of tension. Resentment builds. Who's paying for this? Who wanted this more? Was this decision made together, or was one person pressured into it? Arguments hide under calm conversations. Every failed round is another $20,000 gone, another month of stress, another cycle of hope and devastation. The money becomes a weight that crushes what's left of the connection. Men start calculating. How much have we spent? How much more can we afford? Is this sustainable? Women feel that calculation happening, feel themselves being weighed in cost-benefit analysis. It's dehumanizing for both people. IVF relationships don't end with big fights. They don't end with dramatic breakups. They end quietly, with distance, with emotional withdrawal. Partners stop really seeing each other, stop having real conversations, stop connecting on any level beyond logistics and treatment updates. "I just need some space," starts appearing in conversations, not as a break, as a permanent state. They're living together but separately, roommates going through medical procedures together. Eventually, one person leaves, or both people stay, but the relationship is already dead. They're just maintaining the arrangement for the sake of the treatment, or the kids, if treatment worked, or habit if nothing else is left. Love doesn't die loudly. It fades, quietly, under pressure and stress and timelines and money problems and emotional exhaustion, until one day you realize you're living with a stranger, and you can't remember when that happened. Here's what's devastating about IVF relationship destruction. Both people are grieving, and nobody acknowledges it. If the treatment fails, they're grieving the child they didn't have, but they're also grieving the relationship that died during the attempt. The love that was there before, pressure killed it. The connection that evaporated under stress. If the treatment succeeds, they're raising a child in a dead relationship. They got the baby they wanted. They lost each other in the process. That's grief too. Complicated grief. Unacknowledged grief. Society celebrates the pregnancy if it happens. Nobody talks about the relationship that was destroyed to achieve it. Nobody makes space for grieving a love that died under medical intervention. Both people carry this silently. She knows the relationship died. He knows the relationship died. They don't talk about it. They just live with it, or they leave. Either way, the grief stays. IVF isn't evil. Women who want children aren't wrong. Men who can't handle the pressure aren't weak. This isn't about blame. This is about reality, about what happens when you try to force biology's timeline. When you introduce medical intervention into a relationship that hasn't had time to build a foundation strong enough to handle that stress, relationships are fragile under pressure. They need time to develop resilience. IVF, after 40, doesn't give you that time. You're rushing into treatment with someone you barely know. Someone who might be right, might be wrong. You don't have time to figure it out. The system that tells women they have unlimited time is lying. The system that ignores the emotional cost of IVF is lying. The success rates don't include relationship survival rates. You might get pregnant. You might get the baby you want, but you might lose the relationship in the process. And nobody warns you that's the trade you're making. If you're facing this decision, understand what you're actually choosing. Not just whether to pursue IVF, but whether your relationship can survive the pressure. Whether you've known each other long enough. Whether the foundation is strong enough. If you're a man feeling rushed into this, your feelings are valid. Being uncomfortable with immediate timelines doesn't make you uncommitted. It makes you aware. If you're a woman feeling desperate, your feelings are valid too. But desperation makes poor relationship decisions. Panic doesn't create stable families. Slow down if you can. Build the relationship first. Make sure you're with the right person, because getting pregnant with the wrong person doesn't solve anything. It creates new problems. And if you've already been through this, if IVF destroyed your relationship, that grief is real. That loss is real. You're not alone in experiencing it. Biology is real, but so is emotional sustainability. Both matter. Comment below with your experience. If IVF affected your relationship, what happened? And subscribe for more reality-based relationship insights that nobody else discusses openly. I'll see you in the next one.